All right, it is Thursday, February 12th, the day after our standard showdown. We did not do great this week. We went 1-2, which kind of sucks, but did feel better. We won against Demir mid range, which was not as surprising, but not what I'm tuning for. So going 2-1 against Demir mid range felt really nice. It tells me that the deck is kind of capable of scrapping it out, clawing through, we're getting to a point where I can still do stuff with the deck, even if the plan A gets wiped out, which is really good. Um, we were able to, the sideboard was more or less effective. We didn't do a whole lot. I do really like running Auntie's Sentence. I think that feels really good. Just having that modal, even though it's one more mana, feels nice. Didn't end up using rope too much. I boarded it in for one match and then I just never drew it, which was unfortunate. But it wouldn't have mattered anyways because I got fucking crushed in that matchup. My second and third round, I lost pretty handily, although the second round did feel a little bit better. So both of the second and third round, we were playing against uh, variations on elementals, which is what I'm tuning for because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of elementals in the meta once it starts firing and once the availability stops being an issue. So the round two matchup, we were doing pretty well. We were ahead, but we just couldn't close out the game before the opponent stabilized and was able to kind of wreck our board. We didn't really have a lot that we could do. We do have some sideboard tech for it, but I don't think that it's I think it still needs some work. I do think that the play against elementals is to lean more into like a control style deck. Um, Boarding in removal, boarding in hate cards, stuff like that is kind of, I think, the play. And punishing the discard effect on like Ashling and shit like that, I think is the play. So we're going to lean into that, do some looking at the sideboard, maybe even at the main board and see what we can bring in. And again, it was an issue of pacing. We just couldn't get there. I think that's going to get fixed when my mana base is finished out. We'll see. Um, I want to like Diamond Weapon a lot. I think it's in a really good place for the meta. But so far, I have not yet gotten to resolve a Diamond Weapon in this deck. I think, again, that's going to fix when we get the mana fixers and we get the mana base fixed. It'll be a lot better. The third matchup was rough. It was a more Demir type deck for elementals, and the gods just weren't with me in that matchup. Mulliganing, not getting good mulligans, not getting good plays, making mistakes. Uh, Definitely places I can tighten up on my play. So I think I'm still very much at a level where my deck selection does not nearly matter as much as uh, skilling up my play and just getting better as a player. So that's still what we're working on. And it's a process. We'll get there. So, you know, 5 weeks left until RCQ. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about the deck. But I would like to get some games in against things like Lessons, against things like Badger Mole. I think I have a good suite for Badger Mole, but I don't know until I jam some games against it. And I haven't been able to build the deck on like Moto or Arena, and I don't really want to spend the money to do either of those things. I also am looking, I need to jam against like Mono Red, and just some of the like perennial contenders and stuff and see how we do. I think my matchup is kind of, I don't want to say favorable, but I feel more comfortable. We'll put it that way. I feel more comfortable with my matchup for shit like aggro decks. Control is control. I feel like I'm getting a little better there. Again, we made it. You know, we got the dub against Dimir control, or like Dimir mid range control type shit. I need to get some more tech into the sideboard for the Excruciator combos, but because I'm running Golgari, the answer is just Cosmogoyf. So just need to order a couple Cosmogoyf and figure out my sideboard on that. But we're getting there. Deck's coming together. Like I said, 5 weeks, give or take, till RCQ. So 5 more chances to test and see what we can change.